in Chicago. Dinu jumped the opportunity to fight Miller on less than 1 month's notice because he and Miller thought they would fight for the WBA World Heavyweight title Saturday night. The WBA didn't strip that title from Manuel Shar, which left Miller and Dinu competition for two regional. Oh, it's the NABF and the vacant NABO. Big deal. NABF and NABO means you can get knocked out by one of the big boys. I don't want to break it to Jarrell Big Baby Miller because I did follow the thing on Netflix, so I'm kind of invested in this guy. But he's had bad management at the beginning. He had bad management after that. He finally got signed by Eddie Hearns. Eddie Hearns is speed-feeding him dates to get him built up. He's the NABF NABO champion, which means dick.
Yeah.
And doesn't get him into the running for the big guys. And to be honest, if Eddie Hearn doesn't believe that this dude would get knocked out, I realize you got to build heavyweights for your big boy Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, he's just a gap filler. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I mean, here's the reality. If Deontay Wilder doesn't beat Tyson Fury, okay? Wow. Are the heavyweights up in the air?
And Lee, I'm telling you, Eddie Hearn's keeping this guy around. He's got an O. As soon as Joshua doesn't have an opponent in April, bam, you call him. Hey, you ready? Yep, I'm ready. Give me my $5 million. I'm ready. This dude's fought in losers. He's out of shape. He looks like he doesn't take it serious. His fighting's ugly. He's not even pretty yet. Remember James Toney coming fat as fuck, Lee? He'll fuck you up in that ring.
James Toney had a good set of boobs, bro.
Yeah. I don't give a shit, though. He knew how to throw a count
he
right.
Had man moves.
I don't give a shit. There's a difference. He still looked good. Baby, this Jamil Miller just looks out of shape, and he's there for a paycheck. He's there to be Anthony Joshua's sparring partner if no one else wants to get in the ring. They're not building him. They're building him for a gap filler fight. They're not building him as the next heavyweight nightmare. If they were, they would tell his ass to get in shape.
There you go.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed with him 6 weeks ago. This guy, main events. How is it him and this dude from Bolivia or Romania? This is the main event? You just got $1 billion.
I'm with you. I completely agree.
There was no interest in this card. Did not watch it live.
No,
Lee.
Paul Cuff watched it. I'll take this brief opportunity to give a shout out to some of our listeners. Paul Cuff was putting play-by-play up while the thing was happening. He was the only person watching.
Right? He's from the UK.
Yes.
Right? So is he watching because this is Joshua's opponent in April?
No, he's watching it because it's Eddie Hearn, and he's probably got the DAZN app, and he's a fucking hardcore. He is a degenerate gambler like you, Andrew. So he watches everything and bets on everything.
Yeah, but there's no money in this card. There's no money in this card. Lee, this was a bad card. Okay? Claressa Shields, no interest. Brandon Rios Alvarez, no interest.
I don't know how Claressa Shields escaped Top Rank, unless she's still promoted by Top Rank, but I don't know how she...
I don't think she was ever with Top Rank.
Was she not? Was she...
No. No. I don't think she was.
They just have the other one, right? All female fighters.
The tall. Yes, but that's really fallen off too. Lee, there's no money there. They're not going to put money into something they're not going to get a kickback from, and women's boxing just really doesn't give that. Maybe internationally. You hear that all the time. Let's get off of women's boxing. Back to Baby Miller.
What are you talking about?
You brought me back. The whole card sucked. I got to say, DAZN gets a D on this. They almost failed.
DAZN's the only app I haven't paid for yet.
It's the most expensive one, too, so you should probably...
I just recently started paying for the DC app, for God's sakes.
And Disney. Are you talking Disney is bringing...
No, DC Comics has a fucking app.
Well,
and they sucked me in with a live-action Teen Titans remake.
Yeah, Disney's doing that with Marvel. They just pulled Marvel and all
they're
Disney.
Pull all their shit off of Netflix and put it all in one location.
Yeah.
Look,
yes.
I'll pay for it. You got me.
Oh, yeah, we are. We definitely are.
I'm a comic book junkie.
Well, I'm not a comic book junkie, but I like
Actually,
Disney.
here was the thing. When, by the way, shout out to Stan Lee's family. None of you listen. And outside of... I'm sad about Stan Lee being the nerd of the group between the two of us. Clearly, we have demonstrated that you are way more of a guy than I am, and I'm way more of the nerd, even though I'm the bigger badass, which doesn't make sense. I'm going to explain why I have to be a badass. When you like nerdy shit, you better take wrestling, you better take jiu-jitsu.
Fight heavyweight guys.
Oh, my God. Have I ever explained my first year in high school? Where I was literally picked on from the minute I walked into school?
Uh-oh.
A school full of Asians and Mexicans, and I got my ass handed to me every day. And there's this meme that goes around. Nobody in wrestling has ever gotten picked on. By the way, 100% true. All you got to do is take wrestling in high school. That ends all bullying ever. Because the first time you pick up a dude and single leg their ass to the concrete, that's the end of all people bullying on you ever. Even the big guys, they're like, fuck it. Because you can ankle pick those fuckers. Sorry, I digress. Then I took boxing. Boxing's really fun. And you kids who listen to this show, first of all, you shouldn't be listening to the show. But secondly, what's most important...
where are your parents?
Where are your parents? Here's a little life lesson from Lee. If you're struggling in high school and you feel you're being picked on, and it's a group of people, here's my advice. Pick out the biggest one and hit him in the nose as hard as you fucking can. Bleeders always cry. Bleeders always cry. That is my advice.
There's some white kid walking up to his parents. Mom, why are white people so stupid?
No shit, right?
From Lee Honish. Thanks, Lee.
Life advice from Lee Honish. It should be a new segment on the show. Life advice on being white. You're doing white wrong. First of all, you have white privilege. If you're white and you're getting picked on, you're doing life wrong, all right? Unless you're in a white school. In which case, they're pussies, too. Just steal their violin. I mean, white kids. ESPN. Maurice Hooker starts off the evening. Keith Idec pulling quadruple duty so far. Yes, I know the word quadruple.
That was the main event, Lee. Hooker's the main event.
Andrew?
Only one we paid attention to.
Andrew.
What?
Okay, for anybody, we've said this a million times on the show. Andrew stacks the news. I read the news. I make the funny ha-ha. Andrew tries to do the technical stuff. Right? That's the format of the show. We're moving along pretty good at the 38-minute marker. And now we got to put the brakes on because Andrew put the first story as Maurice Hooker.
I put on the fucking title, main event. I know you see it.
No, it says Maurice Hooker gets off the floor to batter stop
Alex
my gosh.
Saucedo. Let me go back.
Yeah, go look.
Yeah,
all right,
I'm going back.
Everybody listen in.
ESPN main event Friday night.
Right, Maurice Hooker. Right, then why did you put Crawford-Kavaliauskas next?
You don't ever read ahead. See, that's your problem. You don't look over these things. No,
I read one at a time, the way I was taught.
That's not good. See, so maybe in the first 5 minutes of the show, we need to go over what I actually sent you.
All right, this gives us an opportunity for another life lesson from Lee Honish. Life lesson from Lee Honish. If you're young and you're white and you're listening to this, any color really, and you're dyslexic, here's my advice. Start reading articles out loud. It kicks your dyslexia out of the way. Boy, did that.
Yay. Now, you are kind of correct. I probably should have dropped the
Crawford-Kavaliauskas. Yeah.
But that was going to get into the main topic of the night. The main topic of the night was Terrence Crawford and Spence met up ringside, dude. There's some videos out. These guys went face to face. I didn't see too much friction between the two. It didn't seem like anyone's going to come to blows. Spence did put out a little joke. This dude's too small for me. He's light in the ass or something like that. And Terrence Crawford really didn't come back with nothing, kind of just smirked that one off. So I would say Spence probably, if you're really looking into these face-offs like that, Spence probably did have the advantage. It looked like he was a little bit more pushy towards Terrence Crawford. Crawford is kind of more of joking around. Hey, you didn't answer my phone call, all this shit. You guys got to go look at the video. That was the main event. Now, Terrence Crawford was there because his number one contender was fighting that night, and that was this, how do you say his last name, Lee?
Kazakhstan.
Yes. And so
Shamalama Ding Dong.
So the guy got a knockout win. He got a knockout in 3 rounds. Called out Crawford there. Bob Arum said he's got to look into this fight. Go ahead and do you have anything on him? Did you see anything in the article yet?
Am I supposed to be reading?
Oh, I thought you were, maybe. Jesus.
I'm working on my next life lesson for young, impressionable children. Because I don't think people are doing parenting right. Did I not get you to be a better color guard dad, Andrew?
Yeah.
See?
So they did have a $1 million bet, Lee. Did you see that article?
Buy I'm a color guard dad yet?
No.
What? Stop being a pussy. Pony up.
Hey, why don't you go to the Spence Crawford trade heated words, agree on 1 million, and then we'll get to the main event. Do you want me to talk about the main event first?
No.
All right. Well,
no, you know what I was actually doing? Looking at your articles, trying to decide what our feature story was going to be, and our feature story is the first 2 links you sent me. Followed closely, maybe by the 4th link should be the second co-feature story that I'm going to spend the most time talking shit about. Probably get a phone call from Bob Arum about. I'm writing comedy in my head, Andrew. That's how this show works. I'm writing ahead, right?
All right.
Like I'm out of control writing funny shit. You know how hard it is to pick up the bullhorn and go,
Andrew, good morning. Andrew.
But I'm trying to see what the $1 million bet's about.
Good
Hold
morning,
on.
Andrew.
No, you're not even paying attention.
Andrew,
What, Lee?
did you like my card last night?
Huh?
Did you like my card last night? Did you watch my shit on ESPN, Andrew?
Yeah, but I can't really hear you. You're not coming over too good today.
What? Sounds like it's working.
this thing doesn't even have a fucking volume. I got to break down and buy a real bullhorn. I'm guessing the $5 toy ain't cutting it. All right, are you ready now?
What?
All right, let's start with. So you want to start with? Let's start with Crawford-Kavaliauskas. After all that horseshit, Crawford-Kavaliauskas beats Arias in the 3rd. Guess what? He wants Crawford next. Shamalama Crawford took another step towards securing a shot with Terrence Crawford on Friday night. Lithuania's Crawford-Kavaliauskas knocked out Roberto Arriaza in the third round of their scheduled 10-round WBO welterweight eliminator match in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. With Crawford seated ringside, the 30-year-old Crawford-Kavaliauskas improved to 21-0 and recorded his 17th knockout on the Maurice Hooker-Saucedo undercard at Chesapeake Energy Arena. Just as a side note, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma is home of the world's biggest tornado. Crawford-Kavaliauskas knockout caused controversy in the ring afterwards because the undefeated contender clearly hit Nicaraguan's Arias when he was down. A right hand by Crawford-Kavaliauskas connected on Arias' head and sent him to one knee with 6 seconds to go in the round. Crawford-Kavaliauskas also hit Arias with a left hand when Arias was down. But referee Gerald Ritter didn't call it a foul. Okay. A dazed Arias didn't attempt to get up, and Ritter counted to 10. The official time of the stoppage was exactly 3 minutes of the 3rd round. Arias landed a counter left hand late in the 2nd round and appeared to open a cut over Crawford-Kavaliauskas' hand, right eye. Crawford-Kavaliauskas bled badly
too much
from
time.
that cut.
Jeez.
In the second, are you saying that the comedy ended at the 5th paragraph, Andrew?
Yeah.
How many times can I say Crawford-Kavaliauskas and Arias? What a bunch of fucked up names. Seriously, these are...
Back in the day, they would have changed them, right? The promoter would have been like, no one can even pronounce
Smith,
your name.
You're Jones. Get on with the fight. Jesus.
Dead serious. They would have
Clavas.
changed those fucking
Okay,
names.
let me even take a real crack at this. Egregious. Paul Cuff's probably twisting. Okay, because the only list